Coach, go ahead.
Yeah, just tough loss. Just couldn't quite get over the hump. Had a little rally going there. Obviously, in the seventh, they helped us out a little bit. Gave us another couple of at bats, and we got it within one. I thought Kevin did a great job of keeping it there. But you got to give Justice credit. He didn't give us much those last couple of innings. Highfield threw a great game. Kept us off the bases. We got a couple 3 hits on him and maybe 2 hits, 2 home runs, and he might have walked us twice. But we never pieced anything together. And the game just flew along. And then they put together some really good at bats there in the fourth, hit a couple 3 home runs, and we were playing catch up the rest of the game. So just the way it works. You got to go down the last day to see who gets to advance.
All right, let me know if you've got questions in the chat. Coach, lead us off.
Yeah, Dave, what did you see out of Lockhart today, and what led you to pull him there in the third?
Just behind most all the hitters. He was behind and really wasn't landing things. When he's on, he can spot it up pretty good. He did throw a few fastballs in on the righties, and you're kind of thinking, okay, we're going to be okay. And they were just ahead in the count. And
then also cost you, he's given up some home runs this year, but nothing quite like that. What did you see out of him there in the fourth?
Well, I think a couple of those, or at least one of them, it wasn't a bad pitch. I think the first one, it was kind of down and away. So went and got it, hit it out of the park, and might even been a changeup. But, missing some spots. Give them credit, too. They fouled off a lot of pitches and finally got something that they could handle. So, it's really hard to tell from the side, exactly where those pitches were located. But, they did a good job getting to them.
Tom?
And Dave, hey, said Tom. Hey, Dave, what would you like to do from a pitching standpoint tomorrow?
Yeah, we're not 100% sure yet. Figure that out here, hopefully here in a little bit. But, what we've been doing on a lot of Sundays, mixing it up and trying to get to Kevin.
And what did you see from Highfield? What was he doing to keep you off balance?
He threw a lot of his fastballs away. He spotted them pretty good. Then he busted you in a little bit. We swung at some high pitches, especially early on him. We went out of the zone too much. We had a chance to walk a couple of times and swung at balls that were up and fouled them off, swung and missed, popped up. He just got us to swing at it, and it cost us.
You think Christian's feeling well enough to play tomorrow?
Yeah, he felt well enough to play today. I told him that kind of exactly what we were going to do, see how the game would go, and then probably put him in the middle of the game. So, I thought his at-bats, he fouled some pitches off. He's right on them, coming off the bench cold. So hopefully have a good day tomorrow.
All right, let me know if you've got questions in the chat. Bob?
Yes, sorry about jumping the gun there. My ears are bad for an old man. Dave, we talked about this last weekend. You guys have won so many of these 2 out of 3, and here's another 2 out of 3. Just how do you feel going into tomorrow about your guys? They've been so good at this.
Well, they usually respond. They played pretty well when it came down to winning a series. So I think it's going to be a great ball game. Looking forward to it.
And obviously, you guys really threw a haymaker at NC State yesterday. What do you think about the job they did, not letting that carry over and coming back playing like they did?
Yeah, they did a great job. We kind of knew what was going on. They were throwing pitchers that they weren't really planning on using here. So, we took advantage of, got some hits. A lot of things went our way. They walked a lot of us. It kind of just happened. But we knew today was going to be tough. They would throw their guys at us, and when they got ahead of us, it got real tough.
I got a couple more, but I'll turn it back to Kyle if time allows. Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
Nate?
Just how big to have Slavin hit the home run and kind of get a couple of hits these last couple of days.
Well, it's a real positive, because we need him to drive in some runs for us. And he fouled off a pitch or two, and then he got one out over the plate, and he hit out of the park opposite field, which is really good to see. So, I think his zone awareness is, a little bit, off right now for missing all those games. But hopefully each at bat, he's getting better with that. It's really good to see him hit that ball, though.
Thank you.
All right, let me know if you've got questions. Bob?
Dave, you guys have been so good at coming back this year, and then you had that big comeback in the sixth. Tying run was the third, go ahead run was the first. Were you thinking, there was going to be another comeback for you, or just it was so close there?
Yeah, that was the seventh, and that, like I said, they helped that rally along. And a lot of times, if you're going to score, 3 or 4 runs in an inning, you're going to get a little help with either a walk hit by a pitch or an error, and they had a throwing error that extended our inning, scored a run on it. Then we got another run with a base hit. So, Christian took some really good swings, fouled a couple pitches straight back, and you're thinking, man, maybe he's going to get us a hit here and tie this up. But, Justice didn't let it happen.
And then Kevin only threw 21. That's probably just warming up for him. I mean, do you feel like he could, if you need him to go 6 or 7 or whatever tomorrow, he could do that again?
Yeah, I think Kevin will show us what he can do, what we need to do with him. And if he gets tired or whenever we pitch him, we'll go to the next guy. If we get to wait a little while, then see if he can finish it. But, he threw really well for 2 innings, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
And I know every year is different, teams are different, but you guys have a recent history at home of winning Game 3 of a super regional. Is that something you can draw back on? There are some guys who did it in 2019. They're still on the team, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I think anytime you experience things, you can draw on that type of stuff to help you get through it a little bit. But it's a different year. We're playing a different team. And like I said, I feel like tomorrow's going to be a great ball game.
Does a game like this, or this just show how, you're number one, you're the number 1 seed, you've had an awesome year, but it's not easy to get to Omaha,
No, it's really hard. You have to have a lot of things go your way. You have to stay healthy. You have to play really good at the right time. And, there are a lot of things that play into it. So, but we're still standing. We still have an opportunity. And there's only a few teams left.
Thanks, Dave.
Coach?
Dave, on the play in the 6th, did you think Battles might have had a play at home, or did you think it was the right play all the way to go to first?
He would have been safe. He's moving too far to his left. He had to throw it sidearm off balance, and they were running the contact play. It wasn't like he waited to see where it went. I mean, he was moving and shuffling. The ball was hit, and he was gone. And if it had been hit right at him, he'd have been out by 10 feet. But it wasn't. It ended up being the winning run.
And then also Lockhart only threw 38 tonight. Would he be available tomorrow?
I would think so, for an inning or two. I think he's shown that he can bounce back a little bit. He did it in the tournament.
Clay, wrap us up.
Coach, just give us some thoughts on what Charlie Welch has done for you and again today with the power.
Well, just help pick up our lineup, when guys are struggling or injured. Come through some really big hits, obviously, and just another threat, deepens our lineup. If we can, get Christian back and we decide to stay with Goodhart in the outfield, and it deepens our lineup because then we can DH Charlie. And, if we can get through tomorrow, we might see it a few more times.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks for your time, Coach.